Abuti Rams is actually a brand name, but the original name, birth name is Thabang Ramoroka.
Yeah.
So Thabang Ramoroka is a young leader in communities, in different communities in South Africa. He's passionate about youth development. He's passionate about IT. He's passionate about training and facilitation. That's what Abuti Rams is all about. But how the name Abuti Rams came about is actually mentoring a lot of young people. Like I said, I'm passionate about youth development. I've been mentoring young boys from 2011, and they've been calling me Abuti.
Oh, I told you must practice.
and then the Rams comes from my surname Ramoroka. So basically that became a Abuti Rams, and it got registered, and it's a company now. There's a company called Abuti Rams Consultancy. And it's also patented, so comrades, it's out of the
covered.
So too late for you if you wanted to spell the name.
Hashtag levels again. Hashtag levels.
But when I grow up, I also want to have my own branded. That's pretty cool, man.
Tiani from Guyana. I think I must register that as well. Tiani from Guyana as well.
That would sound good.
Yeah.
So what does Abuti Rams
consultancy do? What we do, training and facilitation. That's in your youth development and community development. So we do training with regards to that. Two, we do consulting itself. If people want consultation on whether youth development services or whether in IT, and primarily within IT, digital communications, or your social media, your websites or whatever, any consulting work.
Yeah.
And the third element is research. I mean, we do research on youth development and on HIV and AIDS, and we do research on quite a number of things in digital communications as well. So you look into the industries that we are playing in. So one within we do training on those industries and facilitation. Two, we do consulting work on those industries, and thirdly, we do research on that.
Nice.
Yeah, so basically we have been in existence for 2 years, but the company was formally registered last year, and I have a perception about that sometimes you need to try out ideas before you could even start registering things. A lot of entrepreneurs are actually registering companies without even looking at their niche market, looking at what the services and the products that they are serving people are they actually consumable. That's what we wanted to test it out, and last year we saw it there. It's working. So let's speak to a couple of guys and get them to get our services, and then make money in the process.
Nice.
Awesome. I attended one of your trainings where you were talking to young kids. I think it was the Fab Lab graduations 2015. Yes, and the kids were jumping Abuti Rams. And I saw something quite fascinating about the work that you do. What do you think motivates you and drives you as Abuti Rams? What keeps you going?
Well, I mean, the passion that I have for youth development drives me insane a lot of times. And working with young people gives you so much energy. You cannot lose energy when you're working with young people. Young people are energetic, they're vibrant, they have this spark that keeps you smiling and also thinking about the next session. So what keeps me alive is the passion that I have for youth development. For me, like how pastors say, it's a calling. For me as well, it's a calling. So I'm called to do youth development and community development in society. So my passion goes deeper to a point where I even left work to focus on youth development in 2012.
You're one of those.
Yeah, I'm one of those ones, the few ones.
Welcome, comrades.
So I've joined in the revolution of entrepreneurs and also developers living 9 to 5.
So if you guys know about Abuti Rams, you know a bit of his story. But this is a guy, TUT, did web development. From web development, this guy is jumping into consulting, social media, and a whole bunch of us. That's last time I saw him in the green space. there's the Agape youth movement.
Yeah.
But the thing that also interests me now is you writing books.
Yes, I'm writing. I've been writing. Apart from writing books, I've been writing for News 24 and also Mail and Guardian.
Nice.
That's been long now.
#levels.
So the writing, I've been sharpening my writing skills with those publications until 2015 when I decided to launch the first book with a colleague of mine called Abuti. The book is called Beyond Inspiration. And that book is mainly on saying that a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of young people are actually attending motivational sessions and inspirational sessions, and some of them they go to church, and yet this piped up about motivation. You can do it, you can make it, but 2 days later reality hits that oops, those are like goosebumps.
Exactly.
And they're all gone now. Reality strikes that I'm no longer motivated. What do I need to do moving forward? So Beyond Inspiration says that moving beyond being inspired. So, and then the second book I launched last year.
The title of your second book, I mean, people have very weird minds, will think something else, but tell us about your second book.
Yeah, the second book is it's called A Tweet from My Bedroom. And the sense of that book,
does it have an age restriction?
It doesn't. I don't think so. I think FPB must look into my book. But look, it's a book that mainly focuses on the aspects of social media, not only Twitter, but a whole range of social media platforms. It says that what can I do with social media to enhance my life, personal development? Secondly, brand development. Thirdly, corporate development. How do I actually use social media for those cases? And of course, it takes on a very sarcastic note. It uses satire a lot, and it has that witty element within it.
Imagine.
So when you read it, you'll be laughing at yourself because some of the things that you're actually doing on a daily basis, checking in, tagging, and all those things that you do, check in when you're having lunch and doing all those things. But
Chapati selfie and what.
Or maybe posting photos of cats like Misho.
Does he do that? Which it looks into a different elements, personally, and also the interesting chapter I wrote. It's called "We Found Love Under a Subtweet," which looks into social media relationships in the 21st century. How relationship have taken a new shape altogether. People are actually going on social media to look for love.
Nice.
And people have found love, and some people have gotten married. I saw the other friend of mine just got engaged. She's getting married soon as well. They
from social media.
From social media.
Wow.
These are interesting stories. I think then and it captures that the third chapter of the book called "We Found Love Under a Subtweet." So it just says how love is so good and love is so great and whatnot.
Oh yes.
And how we are not limiting it now to finding it at the park or in the bus or in the train, but now you can actually find love on social media. But also the dangers part of it as well, because people get abducted, people get into trouble with that. But it captures a lot of subjects within social media. How social media is very broad. It's not only about networking. It's not about finding your lost long cousin from Guyana there.
Oh yes.
But it's about connecting also with businesses as well.
Yeah.
Using it as a platform to actually market your products and your services as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're still tuned in with Abuti Rams. He is an author, digital marketing consultant. He is a youth development activist. He's all these things. Green activist as well. He also calls himself Babes on social media most of the times. Yes, so you can connect with him, Twitters, Facebookers, Instagrammers, and so forth. But then my next question, you touched a little bit on some of the things that people do that people might love it themselves. Tell us, what is Black Twitter and what have been some of your experiences with it?
Black Twitter it's a group of individuals in South Africa who are very sarcastic, using satire most of the time to tell South African stories. and it normally happens on Sundays. You know how your newspapers, they run every Sunday morning with stories, different stories, whether from political or any wherever or the media industry or anyway, the entertainment industry. So those group of guys who are mostly your trendsetters, they set trends on Twitter. So they would create trends that will speak about certain topic that is actually trending at the time, or what people are actually talking about at the time. And they will use humor, they'll use satire, they'll use all this sarcasm and everything to tell stories about South African stories. And some of them are very beautiful stories that you can read about, and some of them are very controversial. They get so controversial that politicians get emotional, and even some people get emotional, and some they get angry at them. And because now some they don't have faces, and with social media is something else. You can not.
Did you think Black Twitter is more on? Does it have a lot of negative element? Do you think its objective is trying to be more on the negative side? Because I'm hearing a couple of people, they're afraid of Black Twitter. They don't want to jump in and comment because they're like, nah, Black Twitter will swallow me alive. So do you think it has that element and trying to bring people down? Is that what really is happening?
Not at all. I believe that Black Twitter is about sharing stories about South Africa. It's about sharing what is happening in South Africa. If that story is negative and it involves you, unfortunately that is what the case is. But it's all about sharing what is happening currently in the country. If we say that Pravin might be sacked, I mean it's a reality that we need to face, that tomorrow Pravin might not have a job. And Black Twitter will say it in that manner, or in a very more laughable manner.
I understand that sometimes they can even set up a challenge from it.
Yes, I mean, and then it creates most battles now. People, then you see there's actually factions. Even when people are talking about factions in the ANC, there's also factions on social media, especially on Twitter. There are those groups that will then advocate for a certain thing or topic because they are aligned with somebody else or whatever. And these are people who are influential. We call them influencers on social media. They have a lot of following. They have a large following, and they also set trends on a daily basis.
All right. Speaking of setting trends, I think you're considered as one of the trendsetters in South Africa.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
This guy just got what was award you got recently?
It's on training and development for the Gauteng.
There you have it.
Yeah, but there is no setting trends though.
But what do you think it takes to set a trend?
Well, I mean, looking at it with regards to Twitter, and what does one need to do to actually set a trend? You need to have a topic that it is burning in society, that people can actually relate to and can engage on. So whether you create a hashtag for it or you don't create a hashtag for it, but that topic needs to resonate with the current political or social navigation. And you look into what are people saying and what are people passionate about, and what is actually buzzing in people's minds, and then you create a hashtag for it, and then you gather support from people who would then say, I want to engage in this topic. For instance, currently I'm running a lot of campaigns on Sundays with regards to different topics, whether it's safety or whether it's road safety or crime.
So I saw the social development, social enterprise one.
Yes. So what I will do is to create polls on Twitter, to get young people to engage on different topics that are actually building society, but using those polls. But what do I do now? We hop onto different hashtags that are trending at the time, and we know that every Sunday there's Date My Family, DMF Mzansi that is trending, or Date My Family, hashtag Date My Family, and there's also OPW Mzansi and OPW or Our Perfect Wedding that is actually trending on a weekly basis. So you hop onto those trends, and then you gather support from other people, and then you introduce your own new hashtag. People will start following that hashtag, and then all of a sudden it starts trending.
Did you think you do a lot of trainings with corporates, right?
Yes.
Do you think they really get digital marketing, and do you think startups should jump into that, and how do you go about helping if they need help from you?
Well, I mean, helping
basically
startups
both startups and corporates that are listening and want to get into the digital marketing space. So the first one is, do they get it?
Yeah.
And then the second one, how do you go about helping them? How can they connect with you?
A lot of there's a concept called the digital divide, which it's in two parts. The first part speaks to the infrastructure and the development of ICT in the country. The second part focuses on the migration from traditional or analog to digital, where a lot of companies are actually struggling to transition from traditional way of doing business to digital. Unfortunately, the world is not slowing down. It's going faster, and you need to catch up. So I would say that some corporates and some companies are actually starting to understand that actually this is an important element within our companies.
Yeah.
Whether we use it for social media, or you either use it for customer relationship management, or whether you use it for any type of use to gain or whatever element. So some of them, they're slowly catching up with the times and saying that we need the strategy behind our company to be digital. And then startups they're also catching up. I think they're the ones who are very flexible, and they're using it to their best advantage. Setting up adverts on social media, promoting their posts, engaging with people who would want their services. They're registering companies, they're doing all these things, and they're putting all these posts on social media, which is working for them. People are exposed to their products and their services, and to go about doing that, you need to have a person who's called a digital strategist, who understands what the digital space is, not only limited to social media, but the whole range. How do they whole work, holistically work together, collectively work together to bring about a different results in your performance as a company. So you need to be connected with somebody who's a digital strategist, like Abuti,
which is the most important question. So someone who's listening out there, who does Abuti Reps deal with? Is it big corporates? Is it small guys, startups? And how do we go now connect with Abuti Reps if we want that kind of assistance?
Abuti Reps works with corporates, government. Abuti Reps works with small companies and also NGOs.
Yeah.
Currently I've been doing work for community safety in partnership with the GIZ, the German corporation, and that's NGO staff. Training about 44 young people who are in the NGO space to help them to use social media to enhance their programs and their activations on social media. And so I touch on NGOs as well, and entrepreneurs who need consultation. Maybe you can sit for an hour to advise you on your social media, and then how you should go about with the strategy, and how do you align it with your website and also your email marketing as well. And then with companies as well and corporate, we do that. Mainly government outsource services for 21-day campaigns on social media. When they want to run a campaign on social media to push it out there to get to young people to interact. So they mostly contact us for those services.
All right. So the digital marketing requires technology. What is your one favorite technology that you think does it for you?
I do have a favorite, but I would say social media. It's the future. And I would say, I don't want to, because I have partners.
Give us two.
Partners.
Oh.
and so I'm trying to tread carefully here.
Yeah.
But there's an important element that Twitter can play in your campaign or your strategy or marketing strategy. There's an important role that Facebook can play and LinkedIn can play. But I'll support my friends at Twitter. And say that it's important for corporate, mostly when you want to get important people to respond quicker. Use Twitter as the social media tool. And if you want to create a brand, most people are on Facebook. So hop onto Facebook. Facebook has this beautiful element of Facebook adverts. There's also a beautiful element of Facebook business as well. So hop onto those platforms and see what you can do with that.
Yes. What is your one last message that you can leave to young hustlers out there?
Of course, people will say keep hustling. Yeah, I'm gonna say that as well. Keep hustling, hustle until the hustle gets tired of you. Hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, hustle hard, harder than hard. If it means that you robbing yourself some sleep, let you do that. I mean, if you just get things done, like my friend Bilenani Balabala likes to say, get things done.
Hashtag GSD.
Most definitely, and let's push. The hustle is real, guys, and poverty is real, so the hustle must be realer. So you cannot make the hustle less real when poverty is very real, and it's out there. Poverty is out to get you, so you must get it back.
Basically,
well, you must get back at it by hustling hard.
Right, Abuti Rams, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate the guys on social media also appreciating the information that you shared today. We really appreciate that.
So before we release him, for those who want to connect with you, how do they connect with you?
Oh yes, most definitely. On social media, you can find me on Abuti Rams. It's at Abuti Rams everywhere. Like I said, it's all protected.
It's patent, it's registered
everywhere. And you can go on Google and type Abuti Rams, and you'll find the website. You'll find everything. Yeah.
Alright, cool, awesome. Thanks for coming through, man.
Awesome, thank you so much, bro.
Yeah, we are nearly coming to the end of the show, so we'll just quickly give you a gig guide. Misha, where are you turning up this weekend or next week?
I tend to forget where I'm going because there's a lot happening. But so far, I'm looking forward to the Standard Bank event that they're planning.
Okay, the startup grind.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the startup grind next week. Is it next week Tuesday?
Yes.
And there's a possibility for that whole week, one might be in Ekurhuleni. We're doing stuff with the Learnathon, the guys in Ekurhuleni.
Yes.
But other than that, it's the VEC work.
Yeah, the VEC work program starting this Monday at the Innovation Hub. 60 youngsters from Mabopane, Atrashville, Mamelodi, Winterfeld, Oliven.
Where's Soshanguve? Is Soshanguve included? I'm gonna ban you guys.
We got a few mentors from Soshanguve,
yes,
so they're covered.
No, the learners. I want the learners to be there.
Yes, no, we do have Soshanguve learners covered. That's right. Yeah, so and then also this weekend, tomorrow's leaders convention. In fact, today, yeah. Today at the Empress Palace, so it's happening. Go check out all the pamphlets. I think some of us are featured there. But go check that out. It's happening and it's exciting to see what the country have in terms of capacity, in terms of leadership. And we brought Abuti Rams today to the show. He is definitely a leader of the future, and we look forward to seeing him more and excel in the field that he's in. Misha, what is your last message?
My last message is, as Abuti Ram said, guys, hustle. It's real. Keep on doing your thing. Never give up. And keep on just causing havoc.
Yes, keep on keeping out. We out. No, keep on keeping on. We out.
I'm afraid of this coffee of yours.
Let's get that last line wrong.
Oh, alright. You guys, thank you so much.
No, thank you for coming through, Baba.
I need to get back to the hustle.
Hold on. You can't run away fast.
Come